Okie dokie. Hello there. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. All the best for 2025. Yep. Welcome in the first stream, first AMA 2025. If you have any questions, please keep them coming. I have the slides ready, as always. Today, there's a couple things I want to go through 2024. Just one slide just to show you where we are and what's the roadmap for 2025. And also entire release schedule for 2025 in terms of projects and shipping. So if you're here to know when and what is going to be shipped, I've got that ready for you. And then we can talk about Invoker. This is something I want to show you and have some discussion about it. It'd be great if you tell me what you think about it. I do have some minis and models and miniatures to show you. I ain't gonna go through every single one, but we've got a full box of samples. We have received all the samples for the expansions. So briefly, when we talk, I'll be showing you here and there some of the miniatures and models. Quite chunky, quite large, like this behemoth, for instance. Thunderbird is actually quite cool, though. I like the lightning effects around it. Yeah, so that's that. That's that, and then yeah, towards the end, I will have something for Porthaven as well. So let's jump into it. Here we are. Okay, let me just clear the comments. I'm alone today, so please bear with me. Let's check the date. A new date for the next live stream. It's today. So it's today, yep. And next one is in a couple of weeks time anyway. Hello, is it possible to know why I didn't get any answer from the customer service since the last September? Oh, your case is it's about the mistakes in the translation. Well, mistakes happened in the translation. We don't have anything like replacement in terms of translations. Usually we go with the FAQ to fix all those things. Why they haven't come back to you? Maybe it was everything forward to our design team and rules teams, which they did like small corrections for reprint. So yeah, I'll check that tomorrow with the team. Yep, happy New Year, welcome 2025. So as usual, a few slides to show you where we are and the roughly the projects. Roughly the projects we have scheduled for next year. Obviously I have a much better presentation, much better slide to show you with dividing the quarters and what's happening when. So that's that. So yeah, we're gonna kick off with some AMA questions. Can we please get Archon Studio made clear plastic flying stems? Yeah, okay, so GW clear stuff is famous fail at Archon has clear plastic done compatible with the plastic glue and more durable. That is correct. We have slightly different material for that. It's much more HIPS, so it's basically exactly the same plastic used for the miniatures. So it's slightly durable. We do have something in mind in the future to make for plastic clear stands or so, yeah, but it's gonna be with our projects. So yeah, but we're not gonna have like a separate element just to buy because we don't see any financial reason to actually make tooling just for this. But you're probably gonna find a number of these things in our project. So yeah. Cave questions. There was some discussion about the colors of the Rocky Cave teams. Could you please confirm all the colors and the teams and sub-teams? So I had like a slide ready today, but I had a discussion with Przemek, and he mentioned that Jakub wants to do it anyway through GameFound next week. I think there's something still to clarify and to clear, but next week with the updates you should have more, well, you should have the final color scheme and everything else there, which we want to do it. So I don't have nothing today to show you in that regard, but next week update. Do we need to wait until May for delivery of Primacast caves? I think so, yes. I think so, yes. I will explain just in a minute when we go to the slides. Is Masters of Orion there yet? Not yet. It's just literally like a couple weeks away. Yeah, we're starting 14th. Today is 2nd, 12 days away from now. On a more serious note, how is the Battleground app coming along? I think the backend is done. It's just the front end which we are currently working on, and now its graphical team it's got much more time on it to spend on it, and then they're gonna be getting this one out of the park. I think this month, January, they have to, because we start kind of shipping stuff, so we need to make sure that is done there. On the time of shipping, we should have it. What's the Prismacast progress at the moment? At the moment, we have everything which is needed for. We have like 4 sub teams already fully painted. We do have all the legacy set ready to go out, and now we changing machines for other sub teams to be painted, as well as the core sets. So we're still kind of behind, but you have to bear in mind that we have the full 4 machines running now, full time, 3 shifts. So it's 24, well, not 24/7, really 24/5, so 24 hours and 5 days a week on those machines actually running. So we should be ready there for time of shipping. So that's that. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you as well. Oh, another question about the legacy shipping is coming along. So how's the legacy shipping? So legacy shipping majority, well, almost everything was finished except to a few additional pledges which weren't just been put in. So if you close your legacy shipping long time ago pledge and you haven't received it, just get in touch with our customer service, because that's not normal. You know, many things might happen during the shipping. Your parcel might be lost or something like that. But just get in touch. I mean, Kuba told me today it's only six pledges to be shipped out, but these 6 pledges are coming from like people who close the pledge managers after the cutoff date. So that's that. That's that. Yeah, Jakub answering also questions here. So everything on Cave's page is already updated. So if you go on a Cave page, you will be able, well, the game found page, it is now consistent. That's correct. So we had like a small blue tint on the spider one, and we decided to actually remove that one just to make sure it's fully consistent across the board. Once you align them or build bigger dungeon, the colors actually going to be nicely matching together. So that was there. Yeah. Will the stretch goals be Prismacast if the main pledge is Prismacast? That's correct. As far as I know, that is correct. My pledge, my Heroes 3 pledge changed to pledge. The pledge is getting prepared for shipping, but I don't have legacy content. I already have that. Any idea why? Well, the first thing I've got in mind is basically we downloading the data, and maybe data which is being downloaded from GameFound. It's been updated now with well, sent to. I mean, the second wave of shipping, we plan to do it from here internally, but we also have a discussion with the Green Logistics, and the Green Logistics is the company which provided shipping on the last campaign. So maybe we're doing some movement and see the quoting and everything else, just to see what's the cost will be if we're gonna be shipping with them. So maybe there, but I will check that one tomorrow. Hey Jarek, where are we with Heroes 3? Any delays? Any info if everything will be on time on September is real? It is real, unless it won't be. At the moment it is totally real. There is no red flags. We've got the models here. We've got all the sample models here. We have photographed them, and they've been sent out to Ubisoft for approval. Once we get approval, we will start mass production manufacturing of miniatures. the biggest downtime or bottleneck in terms of board game manufacturing is the miniatures. So it takes a lot of time to actually get tooling done and then start production. So yeah, we're really ahead because we have all the content needed for it. Let me just show you. Let me just briefly show you. That's the box of goodies, right? You can see. So we have all those miniatures. Like the hack or even that one. So all of them are here, and we're now getting them in a tooling form. So that will be the longest time. Everything else is done and prepared in terms of well, no, it's not done. It's not done in terms of doing 2Ds. So this means books and everything else. Still, the team needs to work on that. But it is the last. It is the last step. It is the last step in the process, and that needs to be done at least 3 months before shipping. So shipping needs to happen around about May, June. So we have about 4 months from now just to put together all the books and the cards, everything else. And I know team is actually working on that one. We have like 6 people now in 2D, and 2 of them being being full dedicated to these projects. So yeah, that will be on time. What might happen? I don't know. Just random delays. So if we get like delays from manufacturer, that's about it. At the moment, we don't see any reasons why we should have any type of delays from them. Those miniatures came out great in that at Astra paint video. Did they skip primer in that video? I don't know. If Dave is in the comments, he may answer that question. I don't know. Yeah, there are heaps miniatures, so you will find a lot of detail on them on the miniatures to actually paint. Yeah. We will have UPS shipping as an option. I'm afraid not. We're gonna use the shipping company we used before. It wasn't UPS. Yeah, that's it. You have to with such a scale of shipping, having like 3 or 4 different, shipping companies cause a lot of problems and issues. So we're not ready for that yet. Yeah, so translation, exactly. There was a number of fixes done for the translations. It happens when you have like 6 languages and really time was ticking. So whenever time is ticking and there's a pressure, something might go wrong. Something might go wrong translation. Is the Invoker project the site Kidmish Wargame, or is the something completely different? So Invoker is our own IP. It's something we have been working on, and currently we're designing miniatures. We're designing not only miniatures but entire setting, everything, universe and such. Something we're gonna be talking just in a minute. But these different projects to home. Okay, have a look. So some key metrics. Well, key metrics. Great spelling. But anyway, I don't want to show you something because we've been, we talk about the business and yeah, it started from 2023 because this is the benchmark. 2023 was the date when we wanted to, we made tons of changes. A huge number of changes in the business, and we will explain those changes. So it's kind of our 100%. This is where we were in 2023. So we have to look at that one and say how better we are at the end of 2024. So the beginning of 2025. So that is the revenue, guys. That's the revenue. Revenue, we doubled almost revenue in 1 year, and now projection is actually skyrocketing. Majority of that revenue is coming from now, will be coming from, at least for 2025, from retail. because it is like our catalog, like our lovely catalog is just growing and growing. It's at the moment like 80-90 pages now. Probably by the end of 2025 will be twice that. We've got so many products released, and we have so many great distributors now talking to us only because we have a number of products available for them to buy. So it's growing, and we expect it at least by 2024 to be around about 4 times larger in revenue than we were in 2023 at the end of 2023. So that's a great number. Manufacturing output, this is in-house manufacturing output, and by the way, this revenue is also it's the services we provide in. It's also contributing to that revenue. So manufacturing services, we got like quite large number of people joining us in terms of manufacturing and so on. So yeah, the manufacturing output will double this year. We almost double, and then the next year it will be another 50% to what we have now. This is basically changes. This is accumulation from lean manufacturing, as well as the new machines, as well as what we have in mind in terms of sprue changes. So we're going to be manufacturing much bigger sprues now, and then because of that, we can output from the machines will be doubled. So we can actually make 2 large sprues at the same time. We won't have to invest that much money into the machines. We just need to invest a lot in the process and a lot in the tooling, but we're gonna get there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get there. So that's the target in terms of manufacturing output. Employment, yeah, it was actually quite large this year. So from 2023 to 2024, our employment went by 78%, something like that. So quite large. I mean, hopefully by the end of 2025, we will double the crew comparing to 2023. That's the kind of idea, and that's the projection, and that's what we need. I mean, this week we're going to be putting quite a lot of jobs offers on our page, so stay tuned if you want to apply and then looking to change your career, or maybe country. Maybe you want to live in Poland, in our lovely town PY. You're more than welcome to apply. But we're gonna look for people across the board, all the departments, every single department here, maybe except 2D because they just got 2 new hires. But every single department needs support and needs manpower. So yeah, we're gonna be getting more people in. We're running out of desks. that's the problem we have at the moment. But yeah, probably gonna have to give away my office to somebody, some teams, whatever. QA, so this is the quality assurance. I've got to say that we were not in the best stage in terms of 2023. So the target was easy. I mean, not the best. I mean, the quality assurance was around about 2.5 to 3% of rejects or basically issues. We had it, and that went down to almost 2. I think the last time I calculated was 2, but obviously ideally you want to be about 1.8, 1.5. So between 1.5, 1.8 on a QA. It's still a lot work to do, but we can see more plastic we introduce. It helps a lot, obviously, to reduce that one. And majority of that QA issues were actually coming from third-party suppliers. So the board games we shipped out, the carton was damaged, or miniature were damaged, or something like that. And if we just select our own products, it's actually below 1%. So that's good for our own products, but we still have to count on a third party. That's what we did. We did like a lot of different changes from 2023. We have lots of internal procedures. I put plus 50 because those procedures are coming across the board, like from manufacturing, especially on the manufacturing. Majority of that one is coming from there, but also financials and everywhere else. So we're trying to do as many procedures as possible to make sure that people know what exactly we do. New manufacturing facilities, so this place and that place, management structures. So we finally got like proper management, and took about 2 years for them to be trained, to them to understand what we do, what we make, and how to grow them with the company themselves. So that's it. And then we have some like top 3 2024 achievements. So factorial allocations. We really lost like about 2 weeks on injection machines, not only CNC. On CNC machines we lost much more, but we only lost about 2 weeks of injection machine when we reallocate the machine. So I was a little bit worried about that. We have loads of orders coming through exactly that time, so we needed to get the manufacturing back on up and running. So that was actually great. Around about 150,000 IP units sold. So this is basically a number of IP products, different boxes of IP products sold in 2024. And project ship on time. This is very important that projects we ship on time, because every single minute of delay, it's a cost. So to the company. So at least we had that one done. Well, to be fair, Heroes was delayed for about 2 months, 3 months, something like that. But it was out of our kind of control. And yeah, we keep saying the same. I know I keep defending, but keep saying the same. Everything you do outside, and this is not under your control, you cannot actually control this one, it might fail, and it does, and very, very frequently. Top 3 challenges for 2025. USA and UK distribution center. So that will be the big one, because we need to be in USA, we need to have distribution center in the USA, and that's yes, we have to have it. And doesn't matter when we're gonna see tariffs or not. As you might know, some tariffs might be hitting EU or China or whatever. Still, we have to be there. We have to have distribution center in the USA, and then finally in the UK. The process is actually much more complicated than even setting up Amazon. And we thought the Amazon is a complex thing, but in terms of USA and UK distribution, or basically having a companies there, registered companies, warehouses, and everything else, it is really complicated process. So we hired people external people to actually do that and help us, at least with the legal aspect of it. But that's challenge for 2025. Next one is the HQ warehouse expansion. So this is something we pulled in here. I'll show you the picture just in a sec. And high impact release plan. So our release plan is very, very tight. Very, very tight. So this is where we are. You see it, yeah. So this is the full project. This is project for 2025. 2026 projects also, as you can see here, we're already getting prepared here. But in 2026, we're still gonna be creating new expansion here, just to get more warehousing, manufacturing sites. So that's the current facility. We have external warehouses, which are kind of comparing to this size, but they're external, so we have to drive back and forth in terms of shipping product, which logistically it's a nightmare at this stage. So the idea will be that here are offices, here we have a CNC and injection machines. So everything we have here small packing station, we have here small warehouse, everything will be moved here. So manufacturing will be moved there, packing will be moved here, and we should be able to have at least that one enough for 2026, and at the end of 2026 we should have another 2,000 square meters of a warehousing next to this place. So that's gonna be, it's a huge operation to us as well, because it's much easier than this one, because this one was maintained by Michał, like almost 100% of it. So we needed to talk with every single contractor and everything else, which was actually a disaster. But this one is maintained by the external company, so they do full service, full building, everything else, so it should be going much faster, much easier. Is there any correlation between increasing revenue and moving in-house with the production, or is actually eating the revenue for the prospect of the future profit? I think it is much more by the process. It's a change of the manufacturing process. So our plastics is actually getting more and more, and we keep selling, increasing in the retail more products. So kind of like that one. Moving the house in the new place helps a lot, because it's much more compact and streamlined. So in the past we had like 2 buildings. In one building we had like CNC machining and operation, and in another building we had an injection. So we needed to transfer back and forth tools in order to have production. And then every single tool you put in a production doesn't work like straight away. It's not first time through. Usually have to spend some time on fixing the tooling and go back to the workshop So, you know, that transfer back and forth was actually costing quite a lot of time. Here is much more streamlined. The basically machines are next to each other. And then if something is not right on this injection machine, we just take the tool out and shift it straight away into CNCing and fix the issues or make some improvements, necessary improvements. So that actually downtime in the past, let's say, was about 1 week to fix one tooling. Now we've gone down to a couple of days, maybe 1 day, or maybe next day we can have the tool fixed and put in a manufacturing production. So if you multiply this one by 150 tools we make or 200 tools we make every year, that is a lot of time. And then because of that, we can streamline the number of products we can release. We can release much more products. So that's that. Parking spaces, yeah. So we have some parking spaces here, there. We have parking spaces there. This is all parking at this stage, so it's still not enough. And we're gonna have small parking spaces here. That's gonna be our water tower. We need to have a water tower because health and safety and fire risks and everything else. But that water tower is also needed for the expansion of the factory here whenever we're gonna do expansion. So yeah. You will have, well, yes, let me go there just in a second. I'm gonna go there. So that's about it. Got to build another building again. I mean, that's the beauty of running the business. You cannot stop it. You have to, because yeah, all the cost, everything, it's chasing you constantly. So taxes and electricity bills and everything else. So you need to keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. Okay. Here we are. So first quarter, second, third, fourth. If there's some mistakes, then don't worry about it. Where we are. We are first quarter of 2025, and then we are gonna be opening with Master of Orion game found. And that is 14th of January. It's our first project this year, of many. I'm looking forward. I really like that game. This is a game which definitely going to stay on my table. Not only mine. It looks like looking at the reviews. Looking at the reviews, people actually really like it. Right, Masters of the Universe Battleground. So crowdfunding shipping, 3rd week of January. We need to start on the 3rd week of January. We received the boxes. We received a lot of things, but this week is already finished. Today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. We only have 2 days of preparing boxes. We're still waiting for something which we completely not forgot about it, but it's taking a little bit more time to get. Dice. We completely forgot about dice. Not forgot, but we did schedule, but yeah, all of a sudden I was hoping to get those dice in the first week of January. Yeah, unfortunately needs to be moved to the 3rd week of January, because we're still waiting for those custom dice. They look very, very good. Do you have any sample here? No, I don't have a sample here. I've seen them, but they're really, really good. So we need to wait for that one, and then packing will start on the 3rd week of 3rd week, sorry, of January, and then that's the plan of start shipping it to you. It is still like 3 months before. I believe we just say we're gonna be shipping in March, but it's better to actually start shipping like now, and then you're gonna get a much faster stuff. Anyway, so here is interesting one. So caves. So what we need to do, what I want to do. We will start shipping caves in the 1st quarter, and I said 3rd week of February, and then this is what we plan to do with non-Prisma cast pledges. So if you have any type of non-Prisma cast elements in your pledge, this is what we're gonna be shipping it. We need to start the shipping ASAP, because I want to free a little bit of capacity, shipping capacity later. I will show you why. So really we need to start shipping. I know the project was basically shipped by May, but we need to free racking. Like really, we need to free racking. It's just getting to the ridiculous point of having like 40, 50 or 400 pallets of the product, which we could potentially ship it out. So yes, it will be shipping earlier. And for those of you who pledge for non-Prisma cast pledges, which is around about 50% of 45% of you. So 45% of pledges will be must be out from this place and in the first quarter. Okay, that is for caves. So I think this is good news, though. This is good news because, you know, why not? Now, the Heroes 3, that's interesting one. Crowdfunding, legacy shipping, at this moment, from the data we have, it's end of February, first week of March. This is where we can ship it, only because it's on the boat. I meant to receive today tracking number. I didn't. I completely forgot to follow up. It will be in the next update for Heroes. You will have a tracking number. You'll be able to track the ship and so on and see what's going on. But this is the landing date. It's around about end of February, and we'll see how long it's going to take for all the post-processing. Like once it's landed, we need to go through customs. But I think if we're going to go with green logistics, that's going to take will be much faster than actually doing this from here from house. But that's realistically when we're going to be shipping legacy shipping for Heroes. It's on a boat. It's coming. Yeah. Second quarter of 2025, between March and April, we're looking at Porthaven on a game found. So that's another project. This is the second project of this year. The reason why we need to move a little bit closer to April, or maybe start it in April, is because I want to make sure that we have a ship ready in plastic form, obviously, because we have like 3D form at the moment, but I want to have it in a plastic form to ship to reviewers, make sure the reviewers got it, and so on, including with some miniatures. And also, Porthaven should be the first projects in this company who will be like fully done 3D. So we are actually finally gonna get a little bit ahead with the projects in terms of 3D. Usually we had like 45-50% of things to be done like in 3D before we start the campaign. This time around it was gonna be different. So yeah. That's a lot of shipping. Yeah, it is. It's quite a lot of shipping. That's correct. That's correct. It's a lot of shipping, and yeah, that's one of the reasons why here might be going with a green logistics won't be a bad idea, because we need to free up. Really, we need to free up warehouses. Doesn't matter what, we need to free up warehouses for what is coming. Yeah. So then we have May crowdfunding shipping for caves. And this is all the Prismacast, so everything else. Obviously, this is the last date of shipping, right? So once we start shipping this one, whenever we finish shipping anything which is non-Prismacast, we will switch straight away to Prismacast shipping. So roughly by May, you should get your parcel. So according to the page was by May, and that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we got it on time. So on time, basically, what we said on a project page. The Prismacast, it is a little bit more time consuming that we thought, but because of capacity, not the capacity, because of the quantities. So we didn't expect that many people to actually go for it, to be honest, initially when we start the projects. So when we calculate initially, I was thinking maybe 25% of backers will go for the Prismacast, because you know our products in the past that were not painted, but during the pledge manager we have almost 55% of backers actually switched to Prismacast. So all of a sudden we needed to get more machines, and we got those two additional machines to just increase the capacity. Yeah, so that is causing a little bit of stress here, because we need to make sure that those machines are running 24/5, and maybe some overtime over weekends just to catch up. But in general, looking at the numbers we have currently now and what we need to deliver by May, we should be okay. We should be okay with these machines, unless something goes wrong. I'm still thinking to get additional machine, maybe one, maybe two. We will see, just in case, because obviously if the machines is down for a couple of shifts, we're losing like thousands of pre-painted sprues, so I cannot afford that. Especially that there is a huge projects, which is only retail projects coming, which might affect the number of sprues we can paint on daily basis. So yeah, that's that. Then about June, around June we have a Stars fight. This is another third projects on GameFound. Starsight announcement is coming soon. You should know. You should see in the page soon. It's basically space combat. Space combat. Let's say that. But I did a few sneaky peeks. I'll show you things, but we're gonna be talking more about that one in next upcoming weeks, because you know the full announcement will be coming soon. So yeah. And this is first game set in our own IP universe, sci-fi one. So there will be several games in that universe, starting with space combat game, then will be Titanomachy, so this means large mech game, and then from that one we're gonna move to 32mm miniatures system. Yeah, I can show you. I mean, this is sitting on my desk for the last. This model being on my desk for the last, like, I don't know, 2019, so it's gonna be 5 years now. This is one of the first models we've made for Starsight. One of the plastics kits we've made like very early, and yeah. So we can do much better now in terms of design, in terms of CNCing and everything else. So we're gonna be revisiting these models once we are ready to start once we're ready to start proper work on it. Yeah, but it's my favorite model. Like from sci-fi, our sci-fi models. We don't have many, but at least some. I can only imagine what the Prisma cast ratio will be once you guys get to the point of painted miniatures too. Could be, but we have to be very careful with this capacity things, because for the first projects, I think the only thing I would say I would change or mistakes with it was getting too much of sets, pre-painted sets. But then, you know, yeah, either we design too many sets and we should like cut maybe 2 or 3 core sets and everything, and that in the future projects to make sure we make smaller sets or smaller variety of sets, but then have them easy to paint or something like that, because we got like entire line of products now need to be pre-painted. So yeah, but we're gonna get there. I mean, the team is so dedicated, and I shouldn't be worried about it. At least that's what they're telling me. Jarek, don't be worried about it. As for Orion's today's update, can we consider the Emperor pledge all in? Yes, 199 is all in. You don't expect any additional add-ons. That's gonna be all in. I believe for the content on that game, it's very good price tag. It's very good price tag. Then we have Invoker crowdfunding. We don't know where yet. Maybe Kickstarter this time, because game fund. Maybe Kickstarter. We will see. I'm considering Kickstarter around the September, and this is a second of our IP. This is fantasy one. We're gonna talk in a second on that. Then we have a World of Tanks. This is retail. Round about September, October, full retail release for World of Tanks. It's gonna be card game, right? So you probably know that we did announcement already. Shipping, so round about October. I put here October just in case, but October is gonna be the last date, predicted date for me, in my opinion. But September should be shipping. It might be maybe go to the October, but that's the date now, and there is no red flags whatsoever, no yellow flags in here. So expect about that date shipping. Here you get interesting. So fourth quarter, actually, we meant to release Heroes of Might and Magic Battles. So this is your 32mm models, rank and file war game. Only retail and round about November. So whether I just put like small yellow chicken there, because it's basically that date might move to maybe first quarter of the of 2026, maybe 2026 later, or maybe second quarter. We will see. But the moment sits here, and the reasons I cannot talk about it, but basically we might be we might have to push this one for the future release. Same goes for the unannounced Heroes of Might and Magic project. So we still have one more project which is here. We have not yet announced it, and meant to be going on a crowdfunding. But at this stage, it's getting like a yellow chicken. So we will see. If we manage to clear those yellow chickens, I will definitely let you know. But at the moment, I will just keep it like that, just for the sake of it. And yeah. Orion shipping. So by the fourth quarter, we have to ship this one by the fourth quarter. So first quarter is the campaign, and the fourth quarter is shipping. I know the campaign may say something else. That's my internal target for this company, for the people to actually make sure that we get there. Master of Orion is very, very advanced in terms of rules. Models add-on, by the way. Models add-on. So every single sprue I show you already, this is physical sprue, like final product. I don't have to wait months and months and months for the tooling for miniatures models. It's only the carton. It's only that. So it's only that, and it will be our own internal packing process as well, which we have to work on. But I need to get that out in the fourth quarter of 2025 due to several different reasons. But yeah, that project's here, shipping there, so it's gonna be very, very tight. But I think we can manage. Especially just paper. It's just paper, because models are done. And then we have a crowdfunding October. I should shift this one. Okay, in October for this honor. At the moment, it stays there. There's no yellow flags whatsoever or yellow chickens. It still stays there. Let me check the questions. I was thinking about acrylic wooden tokens as add-ons instead of cardboard, unless they will. There's lots of things in the what's the name, in a stretch goals, and I believe a lot of stretch goals actually are not clear wooden plastic tokens. They're gonna be a full plastic, so some of the tokens will be replacing with plastic. Yeah, we cannot go insane with these projects. We cannot go too much ahead because, as I mentioned here, I want this one to be shipped here, must be shipped here on the fourth quarter of 2025. There's a big reason for that, and yeah, that's that. That needs to be shipped there. Yeah, Invoker will be campaign. We want to go for campaign with shipping, very, very early shipping in the 2026. Invoker requires a lot of sculpting and lots of designing and things like that, so we need to make sure that is right. So crowdfunding shipping here, first quarter of 2026. You know the circle. You know, yeah, the circle of our releases. So usually second quarter of thingy. We say we're gonna be shipping about second quarter, but then we ship a little bit earlier. Really, that's realistically looking at this project. So realistically looking at the Porthaven, that should be out in the first quarter of 2026. There will be portion of terrain there. There will be portion of pre-painted terrain. We have to have it. Once we start it, we cannot actually, you know, tune off the machine. So we need to make sure that it's actually going to be running and doing. They're going to be, you know, doing what we ask them to do. So around production. But yeah, that's the idea for that. Crowdfunding for Quake, the board game, it's for the first quarter of 2026. So here we have Quake. At the moment, still there. Now, I did mention these two projects. If they're gonna move here, then obviously some of the projects we have to move forward here. So it might be Quake then. Maybe Quake will be moving to fourth quarter. Still, I will be updating this one to let you know, but at the moment this is where we are. And this is the current snapshot. Here is the lovely codename IP projects unannounced, which is called Ares. That might be first quarter 2026 shipping, although I would like to have, and it's only retail, and I would like to have this one done in the fourth quarter, but I don't think it's gonna be, it's a huge struggle to get stuff approved and stuff moved through the approval system, like real struggle at the moment. So it sits there, and I think he's got a chicken. Yeah, so it might be moving to, I don't know, beyond second or third quarter of 2026. Definitely is worth waiting for this, but yeah, we are where we are. And then here we have a crowdfunding shipping for Starsight and Invoker. So again, first quarter of next year will be very, very packed. I know we just started. It's just 2nd of January. I'm already talking about the next year, which is, for me, it's crazy. And you know, just going back to the previous slides when I mentioned about 2023 and 2024 and 2025, believe me or not, but we never had a plan like that one ever in the past. We started really planning out at the end of 2023 what we're gonna do in 2024, what we plan to do, when we plan to deliver, and so on. And yeah, and that changed a lot in the company, in the business, a lot. So now we're trying to do exactly the same, make sure that we have every single project planned, and then see what we can do. It's making sure we're gonna hit the dates and everything else. We hired new people, we hired new project managers, we did hire new game designers. So yeah, across the board in terms of quality of everything should now improve. So from game design to yeah, and then we have more for 2026. So I did mention Titanomachy. That's 2026, beyond first quarter. But no, not really. Depending on the RS, if RS is not gonna be able to launch here, we're gonna put like Titanomachy here. I would need basically our own IP projects just to keep going with Starsight and keep going, because it's a part of the Starsight. So it would be great if we ship the Starsight to you at the same time. A couple of weeks later, we will put Titanomachy. Motu, Feats of Eternia 2, we have to have it. We are contractually, we have to have it. So that's that. Chronicle X2. Chronicle X2 will happen, by the way. That's it. I just said it's gonna happen. This is my executive decision. 2026, Chronicle X2. That's it. I think this game has got a huge potential with the team we have now, designer teams we have now, not part-time designers who butcher this game slightly, but with the team we have now, it might be actually quite good. And by the way, it's gonna be kind of linked. So Chronicle X will be kind of linked with our IP, with the Starsight. Okay. And then we have 2 more IP board games not announced yet. Probably like by the end of 2025, we're gonna be announcing them. Exactly what is that? Definitely also worth waiting for that. So this is what it is. Some elements might move, some elements might shift, some new elements might appear, because this list does not include what we're going to have like in normal quarterly releases. We have a quarterly releases of our products, like, you know, but I'm going to be letting you know exactly every time when something goes up. Yeah. Are those Bethesda? No, they're not. They not. We have 2 Bethesda IPs here, so that's the Quake and Dishonored, and that's about of the Bethesda. We're not gonna go for any more unless something else change. Maybe, God knows. We'll see. No, they're different companies, and they kind of AAA. I would say, yeah, AAA games IPs. So there's still plenty there to fish for. So yeah. Right. I want to add miniatures for caves. When will the pledge manager close? Please give us an answer, because I need everybody happy here. So it's very difficult to give you an answer, but I think we have still a couple of more weeks to close it, because that there is the shipping. So as you can see, third week of Feb. I would like to have at least by the first week of Feb to be close. That's the cutoff date. Let's say cutoff date will be first week of February. I cannot wait any longer, because then we need to collect all the data and start doing the packing list and everything else. Is the master IP that I know? Yes. Well, that one, yes. You know about that, Derek. Cool. Let's have a look on the Invoker. So that's just early web. Let me tell you something. We struggle. We struggle to get something really, really cool and great and bloody blah. But I think we're almost getting there. So Invoker, one of the factions in Invoker is called Union, and Union has got that's own. They have their own technology. So in terms of technology, they use mana and metal, kind of metal, like a liquid metal. And I always wanted to, make something really great, to use our technology of clear plastic technology. So you're gonna get like a clear plastic bowl, and then these elements. But we still struggle with the plates, and we struggle with whether to go with the hard surfaces or go with the much more organic surfaces and have this metal to be much more organic. Now this one is not finished. The other one is much more advanced, but this one is even earlier whip than early whip. But we're gonna be testing both. We're gonna be seeing both, how they work, how the model assemble, and how the model paints. I did ask questions to painters. I did ask questions to painters who came to us. No, it's not AI art. It's our art. Oh, this one is. This one is AI, yes. It's a mana plus something, but that is not. Yeah. So I use a lot AI in creative design, by the way, and I'm not alone in that. I can't draw. I don't know how to draw. No talent. I'm skillless, basically. No skills whatsoever. But it's a great tool to actually visualize your ideas. If you have some ideas, just to yeah. So that was the idea. I put the prompt and it came out like that. And I really like that idea of mana being captured by liquid metal. Mana captured by liquid metal. And I wanted basically something for the miniatures, when we can actually make mana in a clear plastic and then liquid metal around it to hold it, kind of, right? So we have those two options and versions. So I want to show you that one, and we're still working on that one. I'm leaning towards this because after discussion with the painters, they did mention that if you want to paint anything which is hard surfaces like that, especially whenever you're gonna have a lot of the miniatures, you require a lot of highlighting on the edges. When it comes to actually organic one, does not require that. I don't know, maybe yes, maybe no, we will see. But definitely I'm gonna be printing both models and see which one is better one. So how does it look on the model? And this is how it looks on the model, and this is the first version, so much more hard surface version, I would call it. Yeah, that's Dorian, by the way, one of the characters, one of the invokers. Exactly. With the speed paint much easier. That's what I think. So here is also clear plastic, by the way. So his arm is basically, it's not finished, by the way, it's just basically placeholder at the moment. But the idea is also he lost his arm. His arm was basically crafted, so it was crafted by the guild. It's kind of relic weapon, his relic weapon. I still believe the scale should be much bigger. We should be making a little bit bigger that arm and still be like really, really huge. But yeah, that's one of the first characters, and that's the idea by the way, guys. So yeah, clear plastic. Clear plastic, by the way, is also very nice to paint, even with the speed paints. It takes literally like wash it like you would wash it normally, so it gives you that additional details. Yeah, so that's for the Invoker. Let me know in the comments which one you think is better, in your opinion. This one, which is basically hard metal surfaces, or the organic one. It'll be great to know your take on it. But this one is not finished, by the way. Yeah, finished. It still requires a little bit of trimming. I think it's little bit too much metal here. Here as well, a little bit too much. And I would drop the, I will leave the saddle like that, but I will drop that back there. But yeah, let me know. That's gonna be number 1, and that's gonna be number 2. Okay, that's for the Invoker, and that's for the first model we are currently designing. Orion. Orion is getting there. Jason Matthews. So Jason Matthews joined us. He's been actually overseeing Master of Orion as well. Yeah, and we really welcome such an experienced person in our team and in the team of, you know, for our game, which is absolutely great. Give us a lot of advice, give us a lot of ideas, and so on. So that is actually amazing to have somebody like that, to see, you know, look at the projects from different perspective and give us some good ideas. That's what I love. I really love from team who actually got it. And if you follow up the Orion, you might know that we had like great developers, great consultants who actually create and design first original version of Master of Orion. It's actually amazing though. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I like this game a lot. That was my love. That game is still on my PC. I still play whenever I got a few minutes of time, but yeah. Here we are. Here we are. Love the ruined armor, yeah. Love the organic one. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. So Orion sits at 16,800 people following the project, which is a great number. It's a great great number to start with. And as I mentioned just a few seconds ago, the what's the name? The all-in pledge is 199, which I think it's a very, very reasonable price considering what you're actually gonna get there. It's like the core box is maybe twice size of the content of you will find in other games, 4X games. And if you add all the expansions and all the stretch goals, you're gonna end up like 3 times or 4 times more content than you will find currently on the market. So you cannot ask for more, right? I mean, this is the core game. Yes, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factions on the table. You only play 4 factions, but it's still there. It's still there. You can still use it. And yeah. Okay, Porthaven. For the Porthaven, I want to show you just quickly what we have been doing for the last week. The team Machi sent us some pictures, what's going on, what's happening. So we have 11,000 people who sign up, almost getting close to 12,000 people sign up for the campaign. This is one of the bigger number, by the way, for the campaign, and we haven't been really properly advertising this one. So still, as I said, I'm waiting for the ship. I'm waiting for the first miniatures. I want to show you what we have done. I mean, we're doing a lot of things, really a lot of things. Let me show you something, like, you know, going through this new style and checking whether the miniatures are cool, good, or what needs to be changed for the miniatures. You know, we've been 3D printing miniatures just to see the scale, just to see whether we have to do some changes. I'll show you something, or you can tell me. Maybe not that visible, but we did change even arms, slightly make them smaller, because team felt this is basically too large. So we had 2 bulky arms and maybe 2 large arms, and maybe head. I disagree on head, by the way. I disagree on head. I think head should be quite large because it's difficult to paint. And at the end of the day, it's a model you have to assemble and paint, and much easier to paint model when you have a basically large head. I mean, at least for me, I'm struggle painting now. I got glasses, by the way. You haven't seen me in glasses, so show my face with glasses. Voila, I got myself glasses. You know why? Because I couldn't assemble models. when I was trying to assemble tiny models, I lost focus, and it's apparently part of aging process. So now I need to have glasses to actually assemble models and miniatures, or even to paint them. Well, disaster. What I can do? Hello, my glasses. That's me, a clerk. You put them back. Anyhow, this is probably the first and the last time you see me in glasses, because I won't be assembling models. But anyway, going back to here, assembling models here on live. Going back here, where we are. Okay, so we are at that number here, which is great. Let me show you what the team is doing actually. So, because we have so many sculptors, and every single sculptor works on the so many sculptors working on these projects, it's quite difficult to actually get the scale right. So we have to kind of rescale models and miniatures. So some of them went through some significant rescaling. So we went down for 10% of the model. So that was before, and that's after. Our benchmark model is this. It's not the model you got, by the way. This is a model we had it in the past, but it actually scaled up to 32mm scale. So it's got 32mm scale here. So we need to make sure that all the models are basically scale up accordingly. So, but what you can see here is basically a number of elements and models we have currently sculpted. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. This GameFound campaign will be huge in terms of models and minis and the variety and so many diverse models. Crazy stuff. I will show you some concepts. But that's page number 1. That's page number 2. So we need to scale down some dwarfs. The rest of the model stays there where they are. That's even bigger section of cruise ship, or ship crew rather. Cruise ship. Funny. About Orion minis, with some comments about the similar looking buildings, and yeah, so there is something we're gonna change on the buildings, and the team is working on this one and wants to show me some proposal. Definitely we're gonna have to recut tooling just to indicate what exactly is the what does the building do, if you know what I mean. So we're working on the solution that, but we're done. We are listening to you guys, and we listening to comments and reading the comments, so you'll be done. $200 price is always easy to digest with the stretch pay. That's correct. We're also going to be offering stretch pay. I mean, I really like GameFound for the stretch pay. Stretch pay is a deal breaker at the moment in the campaigns like miniatures campaigns, because they usually go for quite expensive, and then we're offering, I mean, probably with Porthaven we're going to be offering even more stretch pays than 8. We'll see. Potentially there is an option for that, so it won't be that much difficult for paying it off, which I really like it, because a stretch pay, I think it's a stretch pay is the tool which should be from day one on a Kickstarter, like whenever from 2010 or 8 or whatever 9, because it gives you so much power. It gives so much power to backers. Can you imagine how much money backers we saved? And when it comes to creators which they don't deliver, or they don't do any updates whatsoever, because all of a sudden you can stop doing stretch pay like that after the first one even, and say, well, give me updates or I'm gonna pay you or whatever. And really great feature. Unfortunately wasn't there, and probably won't be with Kickstarter. Kickstarter is not learning though. It's just they stay the way they are, and that's about it. This is the reason why GameFound is growing and growing constantly, because Kickstarter is drop the ball. Yeah, another page of minis. So still some of the ship crew. Yeah, and we needed to drop down Some of the element stays, like a head was actually left alone here in terms of scale. The sharky guy. I like it. I really like that style of miniatures, by the way. This is the sculpting style and in general stylized little bit of stylized miniatures. I love it, absolutely love it. That's my thing. And the next page of minis, and that probably the last one. Yeah, and I have some concepts. So lovers, right? Some merchant, I believe, or maybe customer, rather customer, I think. So as I say, the variety will be there, and then another customer, and then we have like a rich boy or something like that. So yeah, you'll find a huge variety of models and minis in there. Some family, some women with kids and stuff like that. Some not so happy customer. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, and you will see more and more minis, because this is what I'm gonna be. That's, yeah, fresh concepts, exactly. I'm gonna be showing you more in the next couple of weeks, on the next AMA, I believe. Right, I'm gonna go through comments. It's 9 o'clock. I'm alone today. After a whole long day of work, I would go home, and I need to be back tomorrow here in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, so here goes. Let me check the comments, what you have here. Love the smaller arms. Okay, that's good. The bigger heads looks good. That's correct, yeah. That's what we did, kind of. Bigger head makes it a bit cartoony. Not need for me, to be honest. So do you think about the player selection organizer for Orion? Maybe that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Maybe in stretch goals. I will see what we'll have there. This is a good idea, organizer. Something that's actually a very good question, because the way how we have to ship this one, you have to be on the spruce, right? So we have to be on this. So you're gonna get models like my face. I already marked. And anyway, this is the models you're gonna get from us. So you know they're easy to remove from the spruce, right? So but we have to ship them like this to you, like this on a spruce. Then you basically poke them out or push them out, or however we call this one. So, or twist them. I mean, I think we call them twist and go. Right, so that's what it is. But once you remove them from the sprue, you need the packaging, you need a proper box, and you need everything else. So it will be it will be either we're gonna design something which is already as a player organizer, so like a small sections, and this is actually good idea to have a small sections per player, which the player can put back its miniatures models, but as well cards, and maybe use this one. I need to think about that. Use this one as a player organizer. We will think. I mean, this is definitely something we need to come up with, some very, very clever, nice looking solution, right? Because yeah, and you know, as I say to you, it's crazy, absolutely crazy to have the board game to be so much advanced in terms of models and miniatures. Paper content, everything else, it's there. This is how you assemble your Death Star, basically, right? That's it, it's done. And you put pin here, base there, and off it go. Off it go. Right. Don't get it right. Porthaven will be huge in terms of minis. How many we are talking here? I mean, those were what, 300 models? Yeah, those was 300 models. This one will be 150 models, but we're gonna have a bigger selection of, first of all, the ship. Ship itself is actually 14 or maybe 15 tools. So that's huge. Usually like half of the Kickstarter is about 15 tools. Yeah. So large ship will be that one, and then we're gonna have a selection of large models. Some of the large models being scoped now. I've seen the project page. I haven't shown you here. I've seen on the projects page that is actually being done. So yeah, but there will be selection of dragons and everything else, which means kind of will be not the same of those lab, but it will be with the ship itself more tools but less models. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm excited about the Porthaven since you first announced it, but with every one of these I get more excited. I'm glad I will have painted Motu and caves to keep me busy. Hey, that's good, thank you. Do you have any pictures of the pre-painted belly of the beast? Cole said. I had it. I do have like this. No, sorry, I don't have it. It will be on the update. It will be on the update. It's not on my desk. Yeah, something like Eclipse second down. That's something like that. So it is organizer, which it's a holder for the miniatures, but at the same time it's organizer for the player content. So that's for sure. We need something like that. We need something like that. It will be in a box. Yeah, I don't like Ziplocs. I mean, Eclipse is very good. In that regard, Eclipse is extremely good, nicely done, right? So really have to say that. So we have to at least match what Eclipse did, if not make it better. Okay. At least I won't let this game out if we're not gonna be doing anything. At least. Oh no, that would be disaster. We don't want anyone to disassemble miniatures. You just have to do it once and that's it. And it's not really assemble, it's basically plug-in. And yeah. Okie dokie. I'm in the middle of painting those lead wolves. They are much bigger than the renders, larger than GW ones, comparable size to Chaos Warriors. Oh, yeah. So those land, one of the reasons why we're actually doing this. So we're scaling miniatures now properly. It's because of those was all over the place in terms of scale. So this time around, we making sure, the 100% sure that the models, miniatures are in the correct scale, according to the benchmark one. So according to this model, right? So yeah, you may expect, let's say, correct sizes. So if this is 32mm model, this one with the base, it's about 30, more or less, smaller. To the eyes, maybe 25. So that's the old wolf, right? So and that's the wolf as well, female dwarf. It's quite good looking female dwarf. But anyway, that's what it is. Yeah. So answering your question, yes, we will making sure that it's actually correct scale now. Not all over the place. I mean, those it was like its own universe and our own universe, and hence the various different sizes of models and minis. Okay, I'm gonna be finishing for today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching me, for joining. And what else? I'll be seeing you in a couple weeks. What's the couple weeks? Yeah, round about before the start of the campaign, we should be having one more AMA, and then probably lunch AMA. So we always do that. So we start when we start the campaign. We also do the ask me anything during the campaign. And then what else? Might not be me this time. I think Shimel maybe, and somebody in project manager maybe. We'll see how it goes. I need to give some credit to others because that's what it is. Anyway, thank you and see you on the next one.